Hello, this is Mrs. Jackson. Many of you guys have probably noticed in your lesson plans for Logic of English that it asks parents to share their results with their teachers after they give the assessment to their student. So I wanted to show you one option of how you could facilitate that communication with your parents. It is through Google Forms, and this is just a sample that I made up. In it, the parents will be asked to share their email address, their child's name, and then it just has a couple of simple questions. Where did your child do well on this assessment? And I just put in, this would be more for essentials, phonograms, spelling rules, dictation, grammar, and then they could add an other category. And were there any areas that were difficult for your child? And the same thing, that's just a checkbox for them. And then, would you like to share any specific details about areas of difficulty or success? Optionally, they could answer. And then, do you want additional support from the ALA classroom teacher? And they can select not at this time or yes, please contact me. So, assuming that you would use a form like this, here's how you would share it. You can go to send and click on that. Click on this little link and it gives you a URL that you can share. I like to shorten it because it's pretty long, but it will select it for you and you just copy that and then you can just paste that into one of your posts on your in your Google Classroom. So perhaps like the day before they're going to do the assessment, you could just include this link and ask parents to respond to you after they finish that. You can also send it out via email if you wanted to enter in all of their email addresses. That's another option. If I go back to this link and I copy it, when your parents hit that, it's going to take them here. They can type in their email address. What is your child's name? And they can select where they did well on the assessment, any problem areas. And then they can let you know if they want some extra suggestions. They'll submit. It literally should take them 30 seconds to fill that out. If you go back to your form, you can look at their responses up here at the top. So these are the questions that were created in the form. And here's how you view their responses. It will tell you which families have responded, the different answers they've given, and you can kind of see those results there. You can also look at them in different ways. You can look at them by question. So here is each of the questions, or probably the most helpful one would be to look by individual. So here's Susie's answers. Then I can look at Timmy's answers. So you can go child by child. There's also an option to link it to Google Sheets. And you can either create a new spreadsheet or select an existing spreadsheet. I'm not going to get into how to do that on here, but I'm happy to help you with it. I think that's really helpful if you want to have your class at a glance to see how they're doing. So please reach out if you'd like help learning how to link it to Sheets. All right, so let's talk about then how you could set this up for yourself. If you go to My Drive in your Google Drive and you click on your waffle up here, it shows you all of the Google apps. You want to go to Forms, select that, and you want to start a new form. You can give it a title. Whatever you want to call it. I would maybe put your grade level and last name on there. And then if you want to add different questions, you can say, you can choose what type of response you want. If you want check boxes or paragraph form, I did check boxes, so this is how I added in phonograms, spelling rules, dictation, grammar, and then I added other. So you can add in all your questions that way. You just continue to press this button. And then up here, you have an area where you can customize the theme. So mine just stayed pretty standard, but you can change all of the fonts, and I think the header option is really fun. They have lots of different photos. You could even do, you know, pictures that match the season, which is kind of fun. And each of your response sheets could have a different header so that they look different. Once you have created your form that you want to use, you can come up here to these three dots and select Make a Copy. And I didn't title my other one yet, but assuming I would call it Unit 1, let's say I want to make this copy and I want it to be Unit 2 form. And it's going to be in the My Drive folder, and I'm going to make a copy. And then I can change this. This is my new Unit 2 form, so I'm going to change my heading. But potentially all my other questions would stay the same. And then I can just maybe change the theme, put a new picture on there. You can play around with the colors if you'd like. And then those will all be saved in your drive. So if you want to find those in your drive, I think the easiest way is just to go to My Drive and in the type, select forms, and it will pop up all of your forms that you've created. And then you could move those all into a folder, create a folder so they're easy for you to find. Another option for you, if you like the one that I have created, is that I'm going to go ahead and send out access to this particular form for you. And you can go again to the three dots and you can make a copy of my sample assessment. So if you make a copy of that, you're going to want to retitle it. So maybe I'd call this Jackson Unit 1 or something like that. And then you're going to make a copy. So please don't change any of the settings or wording or anything on my form, but you can make a copy and then you can change it however you want. You can change the title. Oops, I've already changed it. You can change any of the questions. If you are teaching in foundations, you might want to make this fit the particular assessment that you're giving. So you can adjust that however you want and save that and continue to make copies for each of your assessments. I hope that that's been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, Sarah@alitair.org. Thank you.